What does it mean that so many popular theologians have become enamored of subjectivizing the truth? Hi, my name is Ted Rosenblatt, and I'm here with my father, Dr. Rod Rosenblatt. We live in a postmodern age, and we see a lot of this, and it's pretty much across the board. I don't think there's any one denomination that doesn't run afoul of this somewhere.
Nope.
Everybody's got some flavor of this in their denomination.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a siren song. It seems to be something where, guys should be lashing themselves to the mast.
Yeah.
Which I'll say is the gospel if I was going to use some,
Yeah.
license.
Well, there's no doubt that we live in a very subjectivistic age. It's a great draw to any of us. It's hard to avoid. It's in the air we breathe. Now, to put the best possible spin on it, which I think these theologians don't deserve, they could say, I'm doing what Paul recommends. I'll become all things to all men, that by all means some might be saved. I'll become a Jew to the Jew, a Greek to the Greeks. But it looks to me like to even enter onto those grounds that are so common in our day is to court disaster. I'd like to use another example that's exactly against the spirit of the age. Suppose the theologian took the view that as the natural world is the realm of the scientist, the scriptures are the realm of the theologian, and to deal with them well. That's so anti-subjective that people would climb the walls in our day on it. But I think the reason it's so apt is because they would crawl the walls at it.
Now, you having said that, I think that my first thought on the challenge, where you ram right into the major resistance, would be teaching the teachers who are teaching the next generation.
Sure.
And they're going to look at you and go, oh, hell no.
Yep. Goes under the name bias, and everybody's got it, so it's a net zero. Your bias is this, your bias is this, your bias is this, and you get nowhere.
Check your privilege, Dad.
Oh, God. Good Lord, deliver. But it's a problem when you've got an age that believes 4,000 or more years of Western philosophy was a waste of time. And
they aren't actually saying that, but they're implying that.
Sure they are.
But they're walking away from that, and they're going in a different direction.
Yep.
Where if you're really to be honest, Jesus isn't there.
No. And it even includes the ancient Greek philosophers who believed truth was worth being gone after, established, argued for or against, and so forth. It isn't Christianity, it's all concepts of truth that have come from the West, and we're living in a generation that wants to flush them all.
It makes me think that one of the primary things that's the most offensive about Christianity is that it doesn't change.
Yeah.
It's not malleable like putty. You can't fit it into the container like water. You can't just force it into the thing that pleases you today.
Yep.
It is what it is. Deal with it.
Yep. Good way to think about it. And historic Christianity is bounded by particularly Christ and his death and resurrection, but also by the text of Scripture. This has been true solidly until the 18th century, when a few scholars started to fiddle with the Pentateuch, or the first 5 books of Moses, just in scholarly circles. But now we're enveloped by it. The generation, if anybody said anything and defended it as if it were true, there's going to be kickback.
Well, it's like having 3 termites. You get the first 3 termites, it just doesn't do anything. There's no damage to the structure.
Yep.
It's just it's so minimal. So you can blow it off and be like, I don't have to deal with it yet.
Perhaps the best introduction is Dr. Gene Veith. His introduction to postmodernism. It'd be a starting place.
Well, his work is always solid.
Yep.
Gene Veith, Veith.
Yeah.
Definitely worth looking up.
We had a reading group on postmodernism under Dr. Horton years ago. And Mike said at the end of it, the best intro is Dr. Vieth's.
Yeah, we send people there to him for 3 major subjects. One of them is vocation, is it not?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. God at Work. That's another work by Vieth.
And we used to carry that at the old NRP. And you knew when someone was getting that they were in. And we could recommend it. But fighting the postmodern age right now becomes a critical issue.
It does.
Holding to non-changeable truths.
Yeah.
We are at the point of fighting the non-changeable truth of our biology, of double X chromosomes and XY chromosomes. We don't want to admit that in this culture anymore. It's so we've gone, we are just down that slippery slope.
I think we're going to find somebody who's going to suggest that all math is subjective. Not just math profs. I think they'll try and popularize it 2 + 2 = 4 as an opinion.
And the problem is that the gatekeepers, decide that this is not acceptable. If you start having ideas that, luckily we don't teach math here. We're offensive enough in the message we have.
Yep.
But, the kids of the next generation need something that they can cling to that won't change.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
This is one of the apologetic tasks, is that we can bring them something that they can trust.
Heaven and earth may pass away, but my words will not pass away, said Jesus.
All right. I want to keep going on this, but the clock says I shouldn't. So, man, the temptation to go long on these is incredible. I will shut it off now, and I hope you guys like this, and that we will see you again next time. Talk to you soon. Thank you for joining us on Talks with Dad Rod, part of the 1517 Podcast Network. This podcast and all 1517's content is made possible through financial support by listeners just like you. Please visit 1517.org for more, and please consider clicking on the donate button and making a recurring or one-time contribution to help us share this good news in a world which so desperately needs it.